What is going on, guys? Jack here and welcome to episode 56 of the Pentagon Challenge here with Vitoria in the Brazilian Premier Division. Hopefully you guys are good. Since the last episode, a substantial period of time has passed. In that time there's been a number of league games as well as a little decent cup run to tell you guys about. But just things first, just a few announcements I suppose. First of all, apologies for not having a video up yesterday. I decided to take a day off. I haven't not uploaded a video in about 2 months, so I felt as if, you know what, one day, it's a Sunday, I'll just sit and drink some wine and enjoy the summer weather, so that's what I did. This also means that the 200 video, which if you don't know, for 200 videos, my 200th video is going to be this big pack consisting of my skin, download links for my face pack and other stuff that I don't have the rights to distribute, but I can send you guys in the direction of. It's going to include the better regens faces thing, a few search filters for looking for players on the transfer market, some tactics from various saves and a few others that I might just throw in that I've used in the past. And basically it's just going to be a little pack to say thank you for 200 videos and thank you for your support. So I'm pretty sure everyone's going to find something useful in that, and that'll be up this Friday. So anyway, we are still with Vitoria. It's now the 25th of October, as you can see. And you may notice our squad is incredibly depleted. A lot of injuries and a lot of kind of stuff. Admittedly, it's Brazilian Cup weekend, or the next game is the Brazilian Cup. And for that reason, the likes of Marquinhos and I can't say that name, Jalmina, because they're on loan, they can't play in the Cup, which is a little bit stupid, but I suppose it stops teams like Watford from loaning everyone. But basically, this is the squad. As you can see, played a lot of games already this season. I mean, Alan Wellington has played 63 games in about 10 months, which is ridiculous. And as you can see, my players are suffering for it a little bit, but hopefully they can see it through. So I guess there isn't really that much to tell you about, really. In terms of transfers, that is, I suppose, the results are the main thing. But in terms of the transfers, not a lot to tell you about. A few players did come in on frees. We've got, Panarubia, just a really young backup goalkeeper, Argentine, so he fills up the foreign players cap, which is a little bit of a problem, but he's been okay when I've needed him. We have Ricardo Poison, 19-year-old, little talent here. I think he's got some potential about him. And then the other player coming on a free was Ivo Boliviera, who's more of just a backup of all backups kind of thing. But again, coming in on a free, it's not the end of the world if he doesn't really perform. So that's the team. A few outs as well. Sidimar went to Santa Cruz for 700k. We also had Wellington going to Golas for a really cheap fee in the end, but 31 years old. He'd only made 6 appearances for us in the league. 150k doesn't look too great, but it's a little bit of money that we didn't have before. So all in all, squad's looking good. On the finances front, as you can see, we're in a very healthy position. Obviously, our projected balance is to end in profit. We'll have the surge of money kind of at the start of next season. And I mean, if you look at the squad's finances in the past, you'll see that they've dipped to minus 2 million before pretty much every year. And this year, it's been very stable. We've been hovering around the £0 mark. So that's a good little bit of progress, and it shows that the club is making some kind of advancements as a team. So moving on to the fixtures, there has been a lot since you were last here. The last game was the Palmeiras game, if I remember correctly. So since then, a lot of games to tell you guys about, mostly in the league. They come thick and fast in the league. Of course, our aim is to avoid relegation, which for a while was looking like it might be a problem. However, we had a good little run of form and got a 6-game unbeaten run in all competitions, which really has kind of secured our place, I feel, at least for the next year. So we started off with the 0-0 draw, as I said, and then we got a 1-0 draw away to Guarani, who are an incredibly poor side, it has to be said. They're not one of the strong teams in the league. I mean, I'll show you the league here. You can see they're in 16th, so to lose 1-0 to them at home was a big disappointment. However, one of those things, I suppose. I'm not 100% happy with the result, but in terms of the performance, we probably deserved a little bit better than what we ended up getting. The big difference between the sides was simply Felipe for them. He was just a really good creative player for them. I remember him from this game being insane, and he caught us out really. On the back of this, we did get a 3-2 win away to Botafogo, which was a really insane result. We grabbed it late on with a last-minute winner, having been 2-0 up and been pegged back to 2-2. We grabbed 1 goal on the break, and it really did make a difference. Last year, as you can see here, getting man of the match. He's been absolutely insane for us this year. Came in on a free, of course. He's now worth £9 million across this season. 48 appearances. I don't know why that says loan either. Why does that say loan? He's definitely on a contract with me. I don't know, guys. As you know, the history on this save is broken, so Lord knows why that's saying he's on loan. He is a permanent signing, I assure you. As you can see, though, he's performed really well. 48 caps, 28 goals, 11 assists, 3 player of the matches, average rate of 7.44. He's been a very, very solid player for us. I'm really confused why that says loan, because his contract expires in 2026, which is in 4 years. Who knows? As you know, the Pentagon history on this save is pretty buggy. Following on from this really kind of surprise win, we did have 2 poor performances against Atletico Mineiro and Coritiba. 2 very good teams in the league. Coritiba won the league last year. Atletico Mineiro are really challenging up in the league. I mean, you can see here they're two solid teams. Actually, no, was it Coritiba who won the league? It might have been Palmeiras. All these team badges look the same to me, I'm going to be honest. Anyway, moving on from that, 2-1 win against Fluminense. Absolutely insane performances again. Lazio again carrying the side. Came back from a goal down to win it at home. Alan Wellington putting in a man of the match performance. That's very much been a common trend, and it was a really important win for us. On the back of this, we also got a 1-1 draw at home to Brasiliense. They're another team struggling in the league. In truth, we should have won. Another one of these games where possibly we could have kind of performed better on the night, and as a result, kind of got the result, I suppose. But again, a 1-1 draw. Our target's to avoid relegation, and as long as we continue to tick on getting points, I'll be happy. Josival this time getting man of the match. This guy's been a very good youngster for us, 19 years old, good solid all-round centre, defensive mid. A player who's very much playing a lot of first-team football, and I'm sure he's got a lot more to give going forward. So, on the back of this, 5-1 lost Internacional, and then we had the Brazilian Cup 4th round, first leg. The Brazilian Cup, we got a later kind of qualifying leg in it, if that makes sense, because of our state cup success earlier on in the year where we won the Bahia state division, so that worked in our favour. However, we did lose the first game 2-1, which was pretty disappointing because we were playing against America MG, who are in the league below us. That said, we did peg them back 2-0 at home to go through 3-2 on aggregates. That was a really good result. And in between the 2 games, we got a 3-1 win against Portuguesa, of course the club who we sold our former club captain, or vice-captain even, Douglas to in the pre-season. He didn't have the best game for them, but all in all, really good performance by the entire team. Junior, the centre-back, getting 2 goals, and Lazio also making a contribution, as always. Looking at the stats, perhaps a little fortunate to win the game, however, the sheer clinicalness and making the most of our set pieces was the difference between the 2 sides. And I guess this is kind of where we really went on a little run which has saved us this year. We got a 1-0 win against Bahia, Wellington getting the goal and man of the match again. We then we then drew with Santos at home. Another insane result for us, if we're honest. We pegged them back very late on, but we gave them a real good run for their money, and it's against Santos at the end of the day. It was a 1-1 draw. Edson grabbing the goal for us, and Hanani only able to grab 1 goal for them in the end. It's a good clinical play by us. And then we followed this up with 2 1-0 wins against Figueirense and Nautico. We'll go with Nautico, I don't think that's how you say it. Unfortunately, that's where kind of the good news ends, I suppose. Looking at these fixtures, a lot of tough games in kind of this chunk here, it has to be said. Unfortunately, we can only muster up 3 draws and 4 losses across these fixtures. But when you're playing the likes of Corinthians, Flamengo, Cruzeiro, Grêmio, Sao Paulo and Palmeiras, it's never going to be easy. So I feel as if, all these games are 1-0 or 1-1. We maybe could turn a few of these round if our squad was just that little bit stronger. So it's one of these things where I'm looking forward to seeing what the future brings. We did get a 1-0 win against Atletico Panarense, we'll go with Panarense. Lazio being the match winner again. I mean, he's been absolutely superb this year, honestly. Can't believe I managed to get him in on a free. A player who I may have to sell in the future just for the money while I can. But for now, he's a settled first-team player and he really is the core of anything going forward. And again, we avoided defeat to Botafogo with a 1-1 draw. Edison getting the goal really late on for us to make it 1-1. Grabbing the goal in the 83rd minute. Botafogo, of course, one of the big names of Brazilian football. So to get a draw against them was good. Last two results that we've played have been pretty unfortunate. We've lost 3-1 and 2-1 to Sao Paulo and Coritiba, kind of respectively. And looking at the league, where this leaves us, we're in 15th. We're 6 points clear of Portuguesa, who are bottom, with 6 games left. So, assuming it's like the Premier Division, which for the sake of argument it is, we need 38 points from 38 games, which is how long the season is, which we're not far off doing, and would probably see us secure, I guess, our spot in this division for another, kind of for another year, which is the important thing. Obviously, the cup run's been a nice little distraction for us, however, it has increased our fixture congestion. I mean, if you look at the dates between these games, there really isn't a break between them for the players. So, I don't know, that's one disadvantage with Brazil. It's kind of hard playing through. Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see how we get on in the Brazil Cup, because the winner does get a cup spot in the Copa Libertadores. When we hit 38 points, I may well start to just rotate the squad in order to try and keep full fitness for the Brazil Cup. It's just one of those things I've got to consider. But all in all, pretty decent first season, it has to be said, here at Vitoria. I didn't have too much money to spend. I've brought in a few signings who are going to kind of keep us safe for at least this year, you'd think now. Good little cup run as well has been a nice distraction. Final thing I guess I can leave you on is the youth intake for the year. We got this guy called Paco, 15 years old centre-back, raw talent. I'm looking forward to seeing this guy develop in the kind of reserves, because he looks like he's going to be a very good player for us. There are a few other players who stand out, like Keiki. I don't know, we'll go with Keiki or Kaiki. But this guy, another very good player for us, who's come in on Regen Day. Looking forward to seeing how these players develop, and hopefully in the years going forward we can continue to get good little youth regens with the kind of facilities that we have. I mean, if I show you, we have like really good youth recruitment, I do believe. Don't quote me on this, it's a bit where I'm wrong. Facilities, yeah, established youth recruitment, and then we've got fairly decent facilities as well. But I mean, all in all, things are looking really good here and really rosy for the future. Obviously, I've been unsettled for a long time on the Pentagon, so to finally find this club where I've got a plan in my head and I'm really kind of working the squad out, it's nice to kind of have a bit more of a settled kind of mentality, I suppose, rather than having to like think, oh, where am I going to go next? I can kind of settle down here, build a squad over time, and hopefully challenge for the Copa Libertadores and the Brazilian kind of championship in the next few years. But anyway, guys, yeah, that is today's episode done and dusted. I'm not sure when I'm going to be back with this save. It'll probably depend on our cup run and how things get on, and I guess how the fixtures go. As I said, this coming Friday, the big 200 video resources video pack thing will be out. So if you're looking forward to that, let me know. I asked this on another video, but if you have any suggestions for things I may have forgotten about that you'd like to see in the pack, leave them down in the comments. And other than that, if you've enjoyed the video, give it a like. Helps me out, lets me know you're enjoying the videos, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. It's me, Jack, and I'm out, guys.